Hello and welcome to Math 1314. I'm Professor Timothy Algio, and so I wanted to go ahead and give you an overview of the course, show you where you can find all your resources, and just kind of show you what to expect. So this is our landing page in D2L. So when you log into D2L, you'll have a tile, and this won't show up till Monday. So if you're watching this video prior to Monday, you won't see this, but you'll have a tile right here for 1314 section 1509. And when you come in here, here's where I'll put my announcements and stuff. So I'll typically give announcements when an exam's coming up just to give a reminder or whatever may be the case. This is where you'll see that. So when you come here, really the only place you need to go to is content. And so here, this is where you're going to find the syllabus and calendar, which we'll go over in a moment. Then here's a link to our homework platform, which is actually going to be an open source. So you do not have to pay for a book or the homework platform. And then here we have a link to our orientation quiz, and then a link for our exams, and then a link for us to submit our work. Okay, so we'll just go through this in order. So starting with the syllabus, if you click on this, it's going to open it. I already have it opened here. Let's see, that's the calendar. Here we go. So here's our syllabus. So I do have office hours Monday through Thursday from 9:30 to 11. That's probably not going to work for everybody, so you just let me know and we can work something out. I can meet with you on WebEx or if you want to come up in person on campus. Okay, so let's see. Right here, this is going to be the information for you to set up your account to complete your homework and exams right here at myopenmath.com. There's the link. Here's the course ID, and here's the enrollment key. So I'll go ahead and jump over to that and show you that real quick. So here is the My Open Math. Whenever you get here to the home page, it's really simple to open up your own account. It won't take very long, and in the process, it will ask you for a course ID and a code. And I also have that posted here in D2L. Here's the link, here's the course ID, and here's the enrollment key. And so once you get in here, let me open our class up. Let's see, ours is right here. You'll come in here. It'll look pretty similar to this. I have a little bit more going on since I'm on the instructor side, but you'll have a calendar here and it will show you when the assignments are due. So I made this video on January 10th. And so the first couple of homework assignments are going to be due on the 19th. And I'll go over that in the calendar in a moment because I do have another calendar posted in D2L. And so let me kind of show you what the homework looks like. So the first couple assignments are going to be a review, hopefully. It's going to be a factoring review. So let's do a student preview here. So I do have their videos posted with these assignments, and so you'll want to watch the videos first, unless you, like I said, the first part's a review, so maybe you already know how to do a lot of this, and you can skip the first couple videos, but that's where you're going to get your lectures. So this is kind of what the assignments look like right here. I do have a forum right here, so if you get stuck on a problem, you can post that, hey, I need a little help here, and it will post for the whole class. And so typically if somebody's struggling with a question, usually it's not just one student, it's going to be a handful, and so we can kind of address that all together. So if you want to, feel free to post on the forum. Some questions will have, let's see, let's find one. Here we go. Some of them will have videos. So if you get stuck, you can watch a video that will have a similar example worked out. So I tried to put as many questions with videos as possible. So like I said, this is a free platform, so it's kind of open source. So instructors kind of build the questions and post videos in some of them. And so I tried to pick those. So let me go ahead and exit out of here real quick. So let me go down here. So here are the videos also right here. There's a video, and then I also have outline notes. So if you want to print those out, you can. You don't have to. You can open them right here in a smaller window. So like I said, the first part was a factoring review. So you can kind of see that here. And then my other link up here, you can open it up to a full-size screen, or you can just watch it right here. And you can see that these are all going to be posted in YouTube. And so you can watch the video. So we're going to start college algebra by reviewing factors. So that's pretty much how that's going to go. And then let's see, what else do we have down here? So we're gonna have 4 units. So here's the exam review. And so the exam is just a subset of questions from the review. So if you complete the review and you feel pretty confident, that's where the exams, all the questions from the exam are taken from, is the review right here. So for unit 1, 2, and 3, we're going to have exams, but unit 4, our final exam is going to be made up of half of unit 4 and then half of questions from the previous 3 units. And I think I have that written here. So the final exam review right here, questions 1 through 26 are from units 1 through 3, and then questions 26 through 50 are from unit 4 and 6.1. So the final exam is cumulative, and so it's made up of unit 4 and then the previous units here. I'll go over a little bit of the grading policies when we get back to the syllabus. But for the most part, this is pretty simple. Now the exams will be taken in MyOpenMath, but you have to access it through D2L. And once again, I'll go over that once we get there. So let's go back to the syllabus. So that's how you're going to get access to that account right here. Okay, please make sure you use whatever name I'm going to see on the Lone Star roster. So if you have a nickname, that's fine, but make sure you have the correct last name. Okay, calculators. You can use a graphing calculator if you like. It's not necessary, but if you have one, that's fine. A scientific will get you by. I will provide a scientific calculator during the exam. You will have a digital one, so you don't need to go out and buy one necessarily. So the purpose of the course for most of us is just fulfill the requirement of math for your 4-year degree, and here are kind of the outcomes of what we're going to focus on in this course. If you have any questions about that, you can just let me know. And then the outline of the course. So this is going to be the calendar. This will be helpful for you. So let me open that up. This is something you probably would like to print out. So this is going to have all our due dates on here. So January 13th is the beginning of our course. So make sure you read over the syllabus. Hopefully you're watching this video right now. And then there is an orientation quiz. And so the orientation quiz, it's not difficult. It's just a couple questions about the calendar and the syllabus. And the main purpose of the orientation quiz is to make sure that you're ready for exam 1. Because when you take the first exam, you have to make sure you have Respondus Monitor and the Lockdown browser active. And so taking the orientation quiz will ensure that you have the right software and everything will go smooth when that first test rolls around. So it's very important to complete that quiz. And also it's a requirement. So January 21st, that's your last chance to take the orientation quiz, and if not, you'll be dropped. So make sure you complete that before January 21st. I'll send out a reminder as it gets closer. So for the first week, it's really a review. We're going to do a factoring review and then quadratic equations by factoring, which is still a review. So anything that's in the week, anything that's posted for this week is going to be due on Sunday for the most part. There's only one week where I have it due on Monday. So whatever is assigned, so you don't have to complete these assignments on these specific days. It's just this, whatever is in this week needs to be completed by that Sunday. So if you knock it out early, great. If you can't do it till the weekend because you're working, that's fine too. It just needs to get done by Sunday at midnight. So for our next week, we have the solving quadratics by square root properties and then solving quadratic equations using the quadratic formula. Once again, that's going to be due at Sunday. Let's see, that would be January 26th, right? So hopefully you kind of get the pattern here. Now, what you'll see here is this one I extend this week right here, February 3rd through the 6th. All this stuff is not due until Monday. And the reason why is because that's when the window for the exam closes. So you'll have a window to take this exam from February 5th to the 10th. And so I wanted to make sure I left all those assignments open for you to work on if you need to. Now, when it comes to exams, you really don't want to wait till the last day. I know sometimes it's going to happen, just things happen, but for the most part, try to take it at least a day before the deadline in case anything goes wrong. Things happen, and so we just want to make sure we get it done in that time window. And then we start our next unit. So then our next unit, this stuff will be due on Sunday, right here, 2.1, 2.2, and so on. So the rest of them, I believe, are all Sundays. There's only that one Monday. And so we're going to finish everything up of Unit 2 before spring break. Then we'll go on our break, and then we'll come back and we'll start our Unit 3. And then we'll finish that up in early April. And then here's where Unit 4 is, but we're not going to have a Unit 4 exam. We're just going to roll that into the final exam right there. Okay, so back to our syllabus. Let's see. So when you email me, just make sure you include what class you're in for me, because I'm teaching 3 of these classes, and so I want to make sure I know which one to look at. Okay, evaluation, that's probably the most important thing that y'all need to know about. So I think we're all familiar with the A, B, C, and D. So you really need to make a C or better for transferring. If you're just going to get an associate's, then a D would probably be okay, but let's shoot for a C or better. So homework is going to be 20%, okay? And with homework, I do give 4 late passes, by the way. So if you do have an overdue assignment, you can go back and complete it. Okay, you've got 4 of them. Then we've got regular exams. There's going to be 3 of them, right? And so for each exam, it's going to be made up of questions from its respective review. Exams can be found in D2L by clicking on course activities and then quizzes. So you can go that way, or I did just create a direct link under content, and I'm going to show you that in a minute. Exams can only be taken once. Students will be given 2 hours and 30 minutes to complete each exam. Students are required to use Respondus Lockdown Browser and Monitor. Respondus Monitor requires a webcam, no exceptions. So I have some more details about that in the syllabus that we'll go over in a minute. Okay, so students may use a scientific or graphing calculator on the exams. Students are permitted to use 1 standard sheet of paper with notes and examples on it, but must refrain from using any other resources. So you're basically given a cheat sheet. You can put some notes on there, you can put some examples from the review, but that's it, nothing else. If you're caught cheating, you will automatically receive a 0 on the assessment and will be dropped or given an F in the course. Makeup exams will not be allowed. However, I will replace your lowest regular exam grade with your final exam score if it is higher. So for example, let's say you do miss an exam, but then on the final you make an 85. Well, that 0 will get replaced with the 85 that you made on the final exam. Or let's say you take all your exams and your lowest one was a 50. Well, that 50 will get replaced with the 85 that you made on the final exam. So that's how that works. Grading and earning partial credit on exams. To earn partial credit, a student must submit their handwritten work within 1 hour of completing an exam. Partial credit means getting some points back on problems that you missed on an exam. If an exam marks the question wrong, then I will go back and look at your work to give partial credit if possible. Getting points back is not guaranteed. To submit your work, go to content and look for the link that says work submissions. Please be sure to follow the guidelines in D2L for submitting your work. So let's go ahead and look at that. So typically, whenever a student submits their work, most of the time, 9 out of 10 times, they're going to get some points back. Every once in a while, somebody, they probably made like a 95 or something, and so there wasn't any points to get back. But for the most part, students can get somewhere between 5 to 10 points back on an exam for partial credit. I've had more before, but that's about typical right there. And so work submissions are right here. And actually, now that I think about it, I'm going to have to change the dates on these. These are from the fall semester. So I'll change the dates. They'll be the same as the exam. And so you'll come in here and there'll be I'm on the instructor side, but on your side, there'll be a submission button to where you can upload your work. And then just make sure you follow these directions. Basically, the main point of this is make sure it's in order. Put your questions in order. If you skip some, that's fine. Just make sure it's in numerical order. And then also try to submit it as a single document. I don't want a different document for every single page. Okay. All right, so then as far as exams, you can go through content or course activities to get there, but I did create these links here. So here's our first exam. It won't be available until February 5th. and then the last chance you can take it is February 10th, and then it has to be completed by 11:59 p.m. So don't start it at 11 o'clock at night. You're not going to get your full 2.5 hours. So you need to start it early. So just be aware that you only get one attempt. It's going to say unlimited, but that's unlimited attempts to getting to your exam. So what's going on here is I created kind of a shell of an exam in D2L so that I can use their Respondus Monitor tools, because MyOpenMath doesn't have those tools. And so what happens here is you'll click into this and you'll have one question, and the question will just basically say click on the link to take you to the exam. And so that link will take you to MyOpenMath, and you're going to have to log in. And so you need to know your username and password. Even though you may have saved it on your computer, you actually need to know it when you, because it's going to take you to the lockdown browser. And so it's not going to have your saved information in there. So you're going to have to know what it is. And so you're going to log in, and it will take you straight to the exam. And then from there, you'll have the 2.5 hours to take the exam. If something happens, if your connection, something happens and you get knocked out, that's why I have the unlimited attempts in D2L, so that you can go back and get back into your exam. Okay, so you're only going to get to take it once. Okay, let's see. So the orientation quiz, this, like I said, this is more about you making sure that you're ready to go for the first exam. It's not supposed to be super difficult. It's like 15 questions. It's about a couple due dates, stuff like that. How much is homework worth, that kind of stuff. So it should be simple. Don't stress about it. You can have your syllabus and your calendar in front of you. I'm more concerned about you just making sure you know how the process works to get into the testing. All right, so let's see. All right, so final exam is going to be cumulative. It'll be given at the end of the semester. Students will be given 3 hours. So you'll get 3 hours for the final exam. I don't think you'll need the whole 3 hours, but you'll have it just in case. Rules for regular exams also apply for the final exam. So you're still going to take it with Respondus Monitor, and you can still have that cheat sheet. And so your window for the final exam will be May 5th through the 8th. So during finals week, right there. Okay, exam expectations. So this is important. This is where students sometimes get in trouble. We need to make sure we have your workspace set up correctly. So this is what is expected here. I want to be able to see your hands and your workspace and you. Okay, so here's some other examples of some students. Okay, see right here, workspace and you. Okay, those are good. Now I know some of us have laptop computers and you're going to use those. Those can be a little bit trickier. So sometimes you might just need to kind of set it off to the side a couple feet like this, so I can still see you and your workspace, and then you're just going to have to reach over and type in your answers whenever you're ready. So once again, here are some examples. Okay, here are some that right away, this is going to be a 0. I can't see your workspace. I understand sometimes you might put your hand up to your forehead. That's fine. It's not that big of a deal, but I need to be able to see you for the most part. Okay, but the big thing is a lot of times a student will submit their exam and all I can see is just their face. Or I've had some students cover the camera for 5 or 10 minutes. That's not going to work either. Okay, so make sure you're prepared and you're ready. You're in a quiet place. You have a good connection, all that good stuff. All right, so with the Respondus Lockdown Browser, just make sure, you might think, oh, I used it for another course. Make sure you have the one that pertains to D2L. They're specific to what program you're using. So we're using D2L, so you have to make sure you have the Respondus Monitor and Lockdown Browser that works with D2L. So in your workspace, you can have a calculator, you have a writing utensil, and blank paper. No spirals or folders. So you just need loose leaf paper and then your cheat sheet. Okay, we've kind of already gone over the academic integrity. So just once again, you can have that cheat sheet. That's it. Don't have your phone. Don't have another computer. Don't have somebody assisting you. I mean, pretty obvious. All right. things to remember: find a location of a flat surface. Don't take the exam while you're laying in bed or anything like that. Find a quiet place. Other people should be in the room. Don't wear headphones, earpods. Don't wear a hat or hoodie or sunglasses. All right. So reasons you may be dropped: if you don't take the orientation quiz, like I said, super important. Want to make sure you're ready to go for that first exam. Exams: if you score a 0 on 2 or more exams, or not following the exam protocol. So make sure you're following the protocol of what's expected. Participation: if you just kind of disappear, you need to at least, I mean, you need to do more, but at least one assignment a week. And then MyOpenMath: if you don't have access by the first week, then I kind of assume you're a no-show. Okay, so we have this thing called ODR, official day of roll. And so if I don't see that you're active, I'm required by Lone Star to go ahead and drop you as a no-show. And then if you do decide that you want to withdraw from the course, the last day to do that is April 1st. Then the rest of the stuff is just kind of common policies that you'll see on all the Lone Star College syllabi. The one that I'll just point out is the ADA, Americans with Disabilities Act. If you have any accommodations, just make sure you make me aware of that. And then we do have a tutoring center on campus at North Harris. And so it's open Monday through Thursday from 9 to 6, Fridays online from 1 to 4, and Saturdays from 11 to 2. We also have online tutoring. Okay, I think that pretty much does it for the syllabus. Let's go back to D2L if there's anything in here. I think that covers it. So if you have any questions or concerns, don't wait. The longer you wait, the harder it's going to be to remedy any issues you're having, okay? So if you're having any issues with accessing the quiz or the MyOpenMath platform, any of that stuff, make sure you get with me as soon as possible. And I look forward to working with you all throughout the semester. So like I said, don't hesitate. That's what I'm here for.